Okay, so what you should end up with is two cards identical, and this will become a tool should you need it. Now, I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to use these or not. Let's see how the build goes, but if I need that tool, I have it. Okay, so there you go. They should be more or less identical. They haven't got to be anything fantastic, just identical. Okay, so I've really looked at the, well, I say plan, I suppose, drawing, I suppose. It's not really a plan, so I'm not going to put it underneath the plastic because it's pointless. There's no plan to work from. So starting from detail number 1, by the way, this is translated quite badly, so I'm not going to bother reading that. But anyway, what you do is step 1, put number 25 and 26 together. Now 25 and 26 is on down 1, which is this one and this one here. Okay, now I've pre-cut these ready, and it shows that you need to, let's see, which goes at the front, which goes at the back. This looks as though, you know, I really should have read this before I started this video. This is 26 at the back. 25 goes this way up, so it would look like that, which makes some sense. Like this. Yeah. Now, these are the bits you have to cut through to get them off the spruce with your knife. So I think what I will do is glue that together, put a clamp on it and let it dry, then lightly sand that. Okay, so using, I think, my brand new Zapper Gap medium. This, if you get the thin version, it's like water. It will just run everywhere and you're going to get in a right mess. So I'm using a medium CA. Okay, CA plus. Okay, so we'll just take the top off of that. This is what I've opened up earlier, and going to the other side there. See if I can, oh, there we go. Probably a bit too much already. So pop the lid back on, and I happen to have a little lollipop stick here, so I'll just spread that over, and already this is sticking to my fingers, so this is quite thin as well. And then just double checking the drawing that this goes this way up and this goes that way up. Put those two together on a flat surface, push it down just so they're absolutely flat faces, and stick a, you know, they're not quite lined up. Look at that. This dries quite quickly because the wood, or the ply if you like, is quite absorbent. As Blackadder would say, thoroughly absorbent. So it should look like that. Now, going back to the drawing again, we'll just let that go off. Step 2. Now, it said 3 and 4. Now, 3 and 4, now we're going on the down 1. 3 and 4 is, I don't know if you can see there or not, there's 3. Okay, now I've put the knife across this, and there is 4, so that should, by the power of witchcraft, pop out. So let's see what's stopping that. Something's stopping it. Oh, there's a little nick there, I can see it. There you go, did you hear that? Okay, that's falling out now. It's those little nicks. This camera isn't going to pick up those nicks because I can't see with the naked eye, but there's another one here, and it's only because I'm prizing it apart and let the light come through that I can see it at all. Ah, now it's fell out. So we now have 3 and 4. 3 and 4. And let's see which way around those go. In actual fact, it says this goes at the back, this way up, and 3 goes at the front, this way up. Okay, so they have to be glued together to make that top one. So let's have a look. Let's put those together. Now this is yeah. Let's have a look at that. Now, I've got to think very carefully about this now, because it shows little knots coming out there. So I'm guessing, yeah, okay, so what you have to do is line up the notches, and then the end, one end will look like that. Is that in focus? I don't know. The other end will look like that. Okay, and then you glue that together. So what I'm going to do is, to give me a chance of lining that up while the glue is drying, I'm going to select using this wood glue. I've not used this type of wood glue. I've used wood glue before, but not this type. So hang on, top here unscrews like that, and then he comes out the end there. So I'm going to put the top bit there, and then run this, not too much, just a little bit along. There we go. Okay, I'm only going to put it on one surface for now. Put that back down like that. Get my little lollipop stick and run it along. Now when this glue dries, which takes a few hours I might add, it should dry clear. I quite like using wood glue because although it takes a long time to dry, it gives you a chance. See, there's a bit left over. It gives you a chance to do things, because with CA, when it sticks, it sticks. And if you make a mistake, which you often do when model making, you don't have a chance to correct it. And this gives you that chance. Okay, and you can now line up. Now I would suggest it's quite important to get these, I suppose you could say teeth. So we should call them teeth or grooves, I don't know. Yeah, I went to school with some kids who had teeth that look like this. Anyway, get them lined up and then just press it together, and then we'll lay that flat there and just put my thumb over it, press it down, so then it should line up. So I'm going to put a clamp on there. Okay, and clamp this end. There you go. And you might as well use all your clamps up. go. And then before we leave it alone to dry, we'll just give it a once over. Yeah, they're all lined up, and we just let that set. Now if it's wrong, we've got a problem. If it's right, we haven't got a problem. So what's the next part on here? Step number 3, which looks to me identical to the last step. So make wings, main beam, bottom right, wings, main beam, bottom left. So this is right, and the other one is going to be left. So what I'm going to do is grab my pencil, make sure you get a nice sharp pencil, and I am going to write left. I'll put an L on it. You can always rub that off, it's not a big issue, it's not going to stay there forever or spoil your model. So we know now that this is left, so I'll put left on there, put an L, and this one, oh hang on, main beam bottom left, that's left, and this one is right, so that's right. There you go, there's right, there's left, so that's wrong then, that should be an R. Change that to an R, there you go. And I'll put the other one together off camera just to save time. So what we have is this main beam and this truss here, okay? And then we'll carry on once the glue's dried. Okay, so this is the next morning. This is the right hand main spar, which is the starboard side. We now have the middle bulkhead, which will fit like so. Just turn that over like that. Okay, and then we have the left or port side, and that will go in there like that and end up like that. And obviously we've got to get that nice and straight. Also, the next step to that is to take 2 ribs that are not numbered. It looks like that. It's quite easy to spot, there's just no numbers to glue both of them together, and they fit in there like so. Now I had to do a little bit of rubbing down on this just to make it flat and even, but apart from that, it's not a bad fit. And now we're going to put this together. So let me just move the camera slightly. There you go. And there we are. So I'm just going to leave that in place like that for a moment, just for easy reference, etc. I think that might be slightly off actually out of square, but yeah. Tell you what I'll do, I'll take that out. Put it over there for one moment, and then we're going to glue, making sure the teeth will go on the down position, and that goes into there like that. So we're going to, I'm going to use some quick glue here. So just a little dab there, not too much. Okay, and then put the top back on. Hear that snap. Now here's the moment of truth, making sure all the teeth in the bottom position, and that should go, if my, hang on a minute, right, that's it, that's that way around. So hoping that's focusing, and that goes in like that. And because it's zap glue, it will almost immediately glue together like so. Okay, so I'll lay that down like that and try and keep that as straight and as flat as possible. Now you can buy an activator to make the glue go off instantly, although it's not always desirable. There we go, put that in there. So I'm now going to put some glue into the end of this one, and there you go, a little splodge, nothing fantastic, there you go. hands are not getting too much in the way, and just make sure it's in a straight line. What you can do, I have a 12-inch metal ruler here. You can offer it up like this if you wish, to make sure that is absolutely straight. If that makes any sense. And then just put a little pressure on the top of the main bar there and hold it until it sets. Okay, hopefully that won't take too long. Just keep rubbing it down and keeping it in a nice straight line.